Wow, it's pouring the rain down. Welcome back, folks. I thought on this episode we would talk about guitars with 0 frets. Not to be mistaken for fretless guitars. Welcome back, friends. Now I know most of you guys and gals know what a 0 fret is. I know that. But there are people out there that had no clue what a 0 fret is. I used to think they were only, when I looked at the guitar and I seen a 0 fret, I thought of it as a cheap guitar. And I was wrong. I was dead wrong, because they put them on very expensive guitars. That was just what I thought. I thought, why would they do that? We're going to get into why they do it. But first I'm going to make mention, when you measure your string scale on a 0 fret guitar, it's totally different from the way you measure your string scale on a guitar that does not have a 0 fret. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. And bring you over here and I'll show you what I mean exactly by that. They make short scale lengths and long scale lengths and probably medium scale lengths on guitars with 0 frets. But you got to measure them different. They're not the same as measuring them. I'm going to get you right now and I'll show you. Hold on. Of course, I don't have a guitar here. There's not one on the farm with a 0 fret in it. I don't have fretboards with it. I got a fretboard there and necks and shit all over the place. None of them have 0 frets, so we'll have to use this guitar. Alright, there's no 0 fret here, but if there was, there'd be a fret just past the nut right there. I know y'all have seen them before. Like I said, I know most of you know what they are, but a lot of people don't. And most of you probably don't know about having to measure if you want to measure the string scale. I've got a tool here you use for setting your intonation. And what it does is set right where the string breaks away on the nut. And you can use that screw to set it. I've already set it for this guitar. You come down here. Well, no, it's a little off actually. Anyways, it's got 2 little pins here, and you adjust this. Slide the bar in and out of that. Tighten it up till you get it right, and tighten it up until these little pins rest right on the 12th string. Okay. And then to get your saddle placement, you just put this end of it on the 12th fret, and as you can see, that's all the cord I've got, but you can see that sets right down. Those 2 little pins should set right exactly where your saddle needs to go to make it intonate right. Alright, here's where the 0 fret changes things. If you got a guitar with 0 fret on it, then you need to measure from that 0 fret, which would set about right there roughly, because the nut's not being used as a nut. The 0 fret is actually being used as the nut. The only thing the nut's doing is holding the strings in place so they can come over the 0 fret. Dig it? So you put your instrument over, or you measure from the 0 fret, the center of it, down to the 12th fret. See these little, I don't know if you can see those little, yeah, I think you can see them, pointers. There's one over here on the other side as well. You want those to center the 12th fret, okay, from your 0 fret, not the nut. And then the same thing applies here. You just move this down to the 12th fret. You see, center of the 12th fret. Where is it? There, I think it is. Wow, no glasses on, I can't see. And then, you should match up back here exactly those 2 little pins where your saddle needs to go to intonate right. Like I say, the only thing the nut is doing on a guitar with a 0 fret, the only thing the nut's doing is just holding the strings in the right place, guiding them as they come off the pegs. So they'll cross that 0 fret, which would be in here, evenly and where they're supposed to. Hold on. I can't believe in all the guitars and parts and things I have here, I don't have anything here right now with a 0 fret. Wow, that's crazy. If I needed one, the house would be full of it. If I didn't need one, the house would be full of them. So what's the whole idea of having why even go to the trouble putting in a 0 fret, might you ask? A lot of companies do it and a lot of them don't. The reason for that, the reason they do it is every note being played on that guitar, even the open notes, when you don't hit any chords or notes, open notes, it's coming off of a fret, that 0 fret. The idea is every note played on the guitar, like I said, is coming off of a fret. Tonal qualities, you know, really if you think about it, should be the same on every note all the way up the fretboard. Because they're all being played off of a fret. Every note that played on the guitar is being played off of a fret. Your open notes are being played off of a fret, the 0 fret. Where without the 0 fret, your open notes is coming off of the nut. And there's a big difference in the sound there, depending on, you know, if it's plastic or bone or tusk or brass, pot metal, whatever the nut is. The sound can change drastically from that sound to the sound of a guitar with a 0 fret in it. You know, nothing else changes as far as the playability goes. Like I said, the string scale has to be measured differently. Your fret markers, you know, that you look down on to see where you are on the fretboard, that's all the same. None of that changes. Consistent tone, that's the very main reason for the first fret, or the 0 fret. If you have a 0 fret, then what normally would be your first fret becomes really, it's your first, I'm screwing this all up. If you have a 0 fret, okay, what normally would be the first fret is still the first fret. You know, you just start with 0, 1, 2, 3, and on like that. And like I say, most of y'all know this, I know you do, man, but a lot of people don't know it. Now some companies that use the first fret, or a 0 fret, will put in a very hard material, harder than the rest of the frets are. Now to me, that alone is going to change the tonal qualities of each fret, or from the 0 fret to the rest of the frets. But a lot of companies and big ones do it. That 0 fret will be of a, maybe even stainless steel, but it'll be a very hard material, much harder than all the rest of the frets are. And reason being, because it's being played all the time. Every time an open note's played, that string's vibrating on that fret, wearing it. And yes, they do wear, and that's why a lot of the smarter companies will put a very hard material, fret material in there for the 0 fret. And it lasts a lot longer. Your other frets will wear out 2 or 3 times before that one will. If it's stainless steel, it'll probably never wear out. Well, it would, but it'd take way longer, way longer. Not all of them do it. A lot of them just use the same material for the 0 fret as they use on all the frets. And you know, if it's not good material, if it's not hard, the 0 fret's going to wear out very, very soon, very fast, probably before you ever need a fret job, because it's taking a beating all the time. Every time you hit an open note, in fact, that 0 fret is wearing. It's getting, you know, wear, vibration from the strings on it. So if you get a guitar with a 0 fret in it, try to find out, do your homework, and find out if the company that made that guitar used a harder fret material for the 0 fret. You'll be a way happy camper years down the road if you do this research and it does have a harder material for the 0 fret than the rest of the frets. Some companies use stainless steel for the 0 fret and all the other frets. Now I don't like that. You probably would, you know, the tone would be more equalized, so to speak, for lack of a better word, than it would be if all the frets, including the 0 fret, was made of the same material. That's the whole idea of the 0 fret, you know, making every note be played off of a fret, making it all the same. A lot of companies like Martin and Gibson and a lot of these big acoustic players, companies, they like that sound off of a bone nut or a tusk nut. You know, they like that. That makes that guitar vibrate more. You might not know it, but Martin guitars especially, and Santa Cruz, are designed to use the entire neck, the entire peg head, is all designed to add to the volume and the tone of the guitar. That's why I always say never clamp anything on your guitar like a tuner up on the headstock. I'm going to do a video about this someday. Put a bunch of clamps on it and measure the sound with and without them. But that's down the road. It's coming. But what was I talking about? Yeah, some guitars like Santa Cruz and Martin, they're designed when you get those open notes to just roar, you know. And you're going to lose a little bit on fretted notes. That's just the nature of the way the guitars are built. It's what the builders want and expect. Other builders, they go for that 0 fret, and you know, like I said, so every note being played on the guitar, open or chorded, noted, every fret that comes out of that guitar is being played off of a fret somewhere. Even your open note's going to be, you know, coming off of that 0 fret. Like I said there again, it doesn't matter if it's a long scale, string scale length, or short scale length. You know, the shorter scale length, you're still going to have easier bending strings than the long one, simply because the strings are looser, tuned down lower, or they're looser, tuned to the same pitch. I did a video about that. I don't know what it's called. I took an acoustic guitar and played it in A440 tuning. Then I put a capo on the 2nd fret and tuned it back down to A440 tuning and played it again. And you can hear, it's in my old videos. You can search for, I don't know, string scale length difference or something, and it'll come up. And you can hear a huge difference in that. But like I say, short scale, you know, easier bend strings. Yeah, that's a whole different thing. We're talking about 0 frets here. Woo! So I hope this helps you. This is a quick clip tip coming at you by Randy Schartiger. I hope it's going to remain a quick clip tip. If it goes much over 10 minutes, it's not a quick clip tip anymore. Say that 10 times fast while you're thinking about it. Do it! I bet you can't do it, man. I'll bet you can't do it. I can't do it. I can't say it one time slow, hardly. But anyways, there you have it. That's my thoughts and some facts on a 0 fret, why they use it, and why some companies like Martin and I don't think Gibson uses it. I don't remember seeing it on the Gibson. Maybe an Epiphone. I'm not sure about that, but I am sure Martin, Santa Cruz, and I think Gibson do not use. I've never seen them on those guitars. Maybe they make them on some of their classical guitars, and I just haven't seen them. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching, folks. Hope this tip helps you, or at least helps you to understand the 0 fret, why it's there, why companies, some of them, you know, demand it, and other companies try to stay away from it. Cheers. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next video. Our YouTube family say, hey, we be back. We be back. Boy, tell them. Oh, you got a new haircut. Look at that new haircut. Hey, what? Tell them. Tell her. What? I love you. Listen.